Welcome to the Brit Tales. Here, every story is more than words on a page. It's a journey of courage, growth, and discovery. Together, we'll take a leap of faith into fresh beginnings, face fears with bravery, and step boldly outside comfort zones. We'll uncover hidden opportunities, embrace anticipation and uncertainty, and build true confidence through perseverance. Most of all, we'll celebrate transformation, growth, and hope in every tale we share. So sit back, listen closely, and let these modern British English stories inspire your journey of learning and living. The adventure starts right here, right now. There comes a time when the path ahead is not fully clear, yet the heart whispers that it is time to move forward. A leap of faith is never taken in perfect certainty. It is taken with a mixture of hope, courage, and a quiet tremor of doubt. To begin a fresh chapter of life means leaving behind the comfort of the familiar, even when that comfort feels safe. Safety, however, can also mean stagnation, and the human spirit longs for growth, even when growth demands risk. It is in this space between fear and determination that true change begins to take shape. Standing on the edge of something new, the mind often floods with questions. What if I fail? What if I regret the choice? What if I am not ready? Yet each what if has a companion, a quieter but stronger voice asking, but what if I succeed? What if this step opens doors I never imagined? What if this leap is exactly what I need? Choosing to listen to that second voice, even when it trembles, is the beginning of courage. A fresh chapter is not simply about leaving one place and arriving at another. It is about carrying forward lessons learned, memories cherished, and experiences gained, and allowing them to fuel the next stage of the journey. Every leap of faith carries a seed of possibility, and with that seed comes responsibility. The responsibility to nurture it, to face setbacks with patience, and to rise again when uncertainty tries to cloud the way. This is not a blind leap. It is an act of trust, both in oneself and in the unseen opportunities waiting ahead. When we finally step off the ledge of hesitation, the ground beneath us shifts. Suddenly, the world feels wider, filled with paths that were invisible before. It is here that transformation begins, not because everything is easy, but because we dared to begin at all. Taking a leap of faith into a fresh chapter of life means saying yes to growth, yes to challenge, yes to the unknown, and yes to the best version of ourselves waiting to be discovered. And sometimes, the boldest choice we can make is simply to begin. Fear has a way of disguising itself as protection. It tells us to stay where we are, to hold on tightly to what feels familiar, even when that familiarity no longer serves us. Yet life rarely moves forward when we cling to comfort zones. Growth lives on the other side of discomfort, and it is in those uneasy moments that we discover what we are truly capable of. Stepping outside of what feels safe is not about recklessness. It is about recognizing that fear is often a signal of untapped potential rather than a barrier. Uncertainty is often painted as something to avoid, as if it only brings chaos or loss. In truth, uncertainty is the space where growth is born. It is the doorway to experiences that cannot be predicted, but can shape us in extraordinary ways. When we accept that we do not need to know every outcome before we begin, anticipation transforms from anxiety into motivation. The unknown no longer feels like a trap, but a horizon waiting to be explored. The first step beyond comfort is always the hardest. The heart races, the mind hesitates, and doubt presses in like a heavy fog. But once that step is taken, something remarkable begins to happen. What once seemed impossible gradually becomes manageable. What once sparked anxiety transforms into confidence. Each challenge overcome becomes a small victory, a reminder that fear does not define our limit, our courage does. And the more we step beyond those invisible walls, the more we realize that the walls were never as high as we imagined. It is not about eliminating fear altogether, because fear is part of being human. Rather, it is about learning to move with it, to acknowledge its presence without letting it decide the direction of our lives. Every moment spent outside the comfort zone stretches our perspective, widens our skills, and strengthens our resilience. And while those first steps may feel uncertain, the path ahead gradually grows clearer with every effort, every stumble, and every rise. Facing fears is less about grand gestures and more about daily choices. It might mean speaking up when silence feels easier, trying something new when failure feels likely, or pursuing a dream when doubt lingers in the background. These moments, small as they may seem, gather together to build a life shaped not by avoidance but by boldness. And in time, what once terrified us becomes the very foundation of our strength. So when fear whispers, "Stay still," the answer must be to move anyway. Every new opportunity arrives wrapped in uncertainty, like a message written in a language we do not yet fully understand. At first glance, it feels complex, even overwhelming, because opportunities rarely present themselves in neat and obvious forms. They come as challenges, puzzles to be solved, and doors that only open if we are willing to search for the right key. The challenge of decoding them lies not only in recognizing their value, but also in believing that we are capable of rising to meet them. Opportunities often appear disguised as hard work, unexpected changes, or even setbacks. What seems like an obstacle may in fact be an invitation to grow in ways we never imagined. To decode an opportunity, we must look beyond the surface, asking what lesson is hidden here, what skill can be developed, and what chance is waiting to be embraced. This is where patience and perspective matter most, because the answers are rarely immediate. They require observation, reflection, and the willingness to take small, deliberate steps forward. It is easy to miss opportunities when fear clouds our vision or when doubt tells us we are not ready. But readiness is rarely about having every answer beforehand. More often, it is about the willingness to learn along the way. Decoding an opportunity means accepting that we may not understand everything at the start, yet still choosing to engage, explore, and discover. Each effort, each attempt to interpret what is before us, sharpens our ability to recognize the patterns of possibility that life lays before us. There is also an element of trust involved. The trust that even if the path is unfamiliar, we can adapt, we can grow, and we can transform uncertainty into progress. Sometimes, the opportunity we are decoding does not just change our circumstances, it changes us. It demands a new mindset, a deeper resilience, and a broader vision of what is possible. And once we learn to read the language of opportunity, we see that every challenge, every twist of fate, and every unfamiliar door is not something to fear, but something to unfold. In the end, decoding new opportunities is not about finding certainty. It is about daring to see possibility. There is a unique tension that comes with standing at the edge of the unknown. Anticipation fills the air, a mix of excitement and unease, and it reminds us that something meaningful lies ahead. Yet alongside anticipation comes uncertainty, and it can feel like carrying both light and shadow at the same time. Many hesitate here, caught between the thrill of possibility and the fear of what cannot be controlled. But to move forward, we must learn to embrace both, the spark of expectation and the weight of doubt, and walk with them as companions rather than enemies. Courage, in these moments, is not about silencing fear altogether. It is about moving with it, breathing through it, and stepping forward despite it. Each time we act with courage, anticipation sharpens into focus, and uncertainty loses its power to paralyze. We learn that doubt will always whisper, but its voice need not dictate our choices. Instead, we begin to see that the heart beats faster not because we are weak, but because we are alive to possibility. It is in embracing anticipation and uncertainty together that we discover our deepest resilience. We realize that we cannot always script the future, but we can step into it with intention, strength, and hope. Each brave step taken in uncertainty becomes a marker of growth, proof that we are capable of more than we once believed. And when we look back, those very moments of doubt often shine brightest, because they were the times we chose courage over comfort, faith over fear. So the real measure of strength is not in knowing what lies ahead, but in daring to walk forward anyway. Confidence is not something handed to us. It is something carved out through experience, often shaped in the moments when we are tested the most. Trial has a way of stripping away illusions, revealing not just what we know, but how deeply we are willing to persist when things do not go according to plan. Each challenge carries its own lesson, and though it may feel heavy in the moment, it leaves behind the strength of resilience. Through trial, we come to see that confidence is not the absence of struggle, but the product of surviving it. Perseverance is the thread that ties it all together. It is the steady heartbeat that pushes us to rise again after each setback, to adjust when plans fall apart, and to keep moving even when the finish line feels impossibly far. Confidence does not bloom from success alone. It grows in the soil of persistence, watered by countless attempts that did not go perfectly. With each effort, even the ones that fall short, we gain a little more courage, a little more clarity, and a little more belief in what we are capable of achieving. The beauty of perseverance is that it transforms trial into triumph. What once seemed unbearable becomes a story of endurance. What once felt like failure becomes proof of determination. Slowly, confidence takes root, not as arrogance, but as a quiet strength, a deep knowing that we can endure, adapt, and rise again. This kind of confidence does not shout. It simply walks forward with steady steps, unshaken by the storms around it. And when the journey is long, it is perseverance that whispers, "Keep going." It reminds us that progress is not always measured in leaps, but often in small, faithful steps taken over and over again. The trials we face are not there to break us, but to build within us a confidence so real, so steady, that it becomes unshakable in the face of future challenges. True confidence is earned, not given, and it is earned through the courage to endure and the strength to persevere. Transformation begins quietly, often without us even noticing. It starts in the small decisions, the moments when we choose to keep going despite doubt, when we step forward instead of turning back, when we allow ourselves to imagine a life beyond what we know. Growth is rarely a sudden leap. It is the gradual unfolding of strength built from all the trials, fears, and leaps of faith that have come before. And in this unfolding, we come to realize that change is not something to fear. It is the very proof that we are alive, moving, and becoming. Every challenge faced leaves behind a lesson, and every lesson becomes a building block of growth. The very struggles that once felt overwhelming are the same ones that shape resilience, patience, and wisdom. In time, we begin to see that growth is not only about achievement, but about the quiet transformation within. How we think, how we see the world, and how we rise from difficulty with a deeper sense of who we are. This journey is not about becoming someone entirely different, but about becoming more of who we were always meant to be. And within this process, hope plays its vital part. Hope is the light that keeps us moving when the path is unclear. It whispers that even in moments of struggle, there is something better ahead, something worth striving for. Hope does not erase the difficulties, but it gives us the strength to endure them. It lifts our eyes from the present obstacle to the future possibility, reminding us that every step forward, no matter how small, carries us closer to the life we long to live. A story of transformation, growth, and hope is not one of perfection, but of persistence. It is filled with setbacks, doubts, and challenges, yet also with breakthroughs, courage, and renewal. It is the story of choosing to rise again and again, until the person looking back in the mirror is stronger, braver, and more alive than ever before. And in the end, it is hope that assures us the best chapters are still waiting to be written. Thank you for joining us here at the Brit Tales. Today, we've journeyed through leaps of faith, faced fears, and discovered the strength that lies beyond comfort. We've learned how to decode new opportunities, embrace uncertainty with courage, and build confidence through perseverance. And above all, we've seen how transformation, growth, and hope shape every chapter of life. Carry these lessons with you, and remember that each step forward, no matter how small, is part of your story. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep believing in the possibilities ahead. Until next time, may your journey be bold and bright.